Hi, my name is Jana. I am a homemaker and a homesteader in Northeast Georgia. I am a reluctant content creator. My kids want me to do it more, but I am just not super comfortable in front of the camera. In fact, you'll only find one other video on my channel, and that was one that I made for some friends on how to make bread. So it's something that I'd like to get into more. We'll see. But when Jessica challenged people to do this, I was really inspired by it because it's something that I'm really passionate about, having access to good, reliable information, especially in the print form, that hopefully is something somebody can't take away from us. So I wanted to share my favorite books that I've come across just in the last few years. This is just a tiny sampling, some things that I think are important to have on hand. And a few that I didn't think a lot of people would probably mention. The first one that I have here, something that most people I think should have on hand, that's something that's really important, is a herbal dispensatory. And mine is The Modern Herbal Dispensatory by Thomas Easley and Stephen Horn. This is a really pretty thorough guide to different plants and their medical uses, their herbal uses. It has a pretty good guide on how to use all of the herbs, how to make salves and tinctures, and it also goes into like warnings about different herbs and the properties of different herbs and what those properties mean. They start by describing exactly what the different properties mean. Like if something is cooling or drying, if you don't know what those mean, this is a good beginner book if you don't understand the meanings of some of the words in herbalism. So this is a great book. I love having this on hand. I refer to it often. Just has some general tincture recipes that you can kind of make up your own once you get more comfortable with drying herbs and extracting herbs into oils and things like that. So that's a great one. Another one, another herbal book that I have that I really like is The Homesteader's Herbal Companion. This is by Amy Fuel, and it is an excellent book. I love the recipes that she has, very exact recipes in this book, and it's everything from cooking with herbs to making teas and tinctures and different things like that. But she also has some great skincare recipes in here, and again she goes into a very beginner's guide to different herbs and their uses and descriptions and things like their properties and how to harvest them, safe dosages, and then of course safety concerns. So again, an excellent book, one that I really enjoyed and used a lot. I also have the Foxfire series. These are some old books that were published by a school in North Georgia, and it was a project done by the students at I'm not exactly sure what school it was. I want to say it was the Tallulah Falls School, but it was something like that. It was Rabun. It was Rabun Gap School, and they're just excellent books. The project was that they went to all of the mountain people that were still around, and these were published in I'll have to look it up, in the 1960s, in the late 1960s, early 70s, and they went and gathered all this information from people that lived in the mountains that still knew the old skills, old ways of the mountain people, and it's just an excellent collection of all around knowledge. It goes into things like dressing a hog, planting by the signs, how to build a log cabin. There's one in here that's like how to make a dulcimer, how to make a banjo, butter churn, all kinds of plant information and how to find wild foods and animal care and things like that. This is a whole series. I have these three, and I just find them really interesting. I'll sit down and read them sometimes just because they're just good stories in them too. The last source that I have is one that my husband's grandfather introduced me to years ago. He started subscribing to this magazine, I don't know, a long time ago, and he got us into it. He started giving us copies of it, and I would thumb through it, and then a few years ago I subscribed to it myself, and so I've been getting it and collecting. It's just a collection of really useful information. It's Backwoods Home Magazine. If you're a homesteader and you're not subscribed to this magazine, I highly recommend it. It is just an incredibly useful resource. There's always changing, always updated new information, because it's a quarterly publication. So they're always putting out new stuff, but just really interesting. There's always something that I find helpful in it, and I just enjoy sitting down and going through it. Like, this is the dairy issue. This quarter's issue is all about fermentation, the science of fermentation. It was so interesting. This one was all about potatoes. So just an incredible resource for anybody who's interested at all in self-sufficient living or any kind of homesteading. So these are my recommendations. I know there are more, but these were just the ones that immediately came to mind, that I found and pulled off my shelf. So I hope this project goes extremely well. I think that it will, and I'll be looking forward to seeing everybody else's recommendations and learning some new materials that I can use. I hope you have found mine useful today. Thanks for watching.